In early 1960s Boston, fear didn't arrive loudly. It crept into the city like a shadow, silent and patient. Women living alone began hearing whispers of strange break-ins, odd noises outside windows, and footsteps in hallways that should have been empty. But no one imagined that a serial killer was already moving through the neighborhoods, studying apartments, learning routines and planning attacks. The first victims were older women living alone. Each was found strangled, often with their own clothing used as a ligature. There were no signs of forced entry. Whoever the killer was, he convinced his victims to open the door willingly, a fact that made him even more terrifying. Newspapers erupted with panic. The city that once felt safe became a maze of locked doors and whispered warnings. Women stayed home at night. Police patrolled endlessly. Still, the murders continued, each one executed with disturbing precision. One survivor described a man pretending to be a maintenance worker, using charm and politeness as weapons. Others heard of an intruder capable of slipping into apartments without leaving a trace. Boston was trapped under a psychological siege. Detectives pieced together patterns, but each clue also raised new contradictions. Some victims were elderly, others were young. Some attacks showed organized behavior. Others resembled crimes of opportunity. The city wondered, was this one killer? Two, a copycat, or something more complicated? Tension peaked when 3 women were murdered within just 2 weeks, each attack more violent than the last. Boston's residents demanded answers, and police raced against fear itself. The city needed a suspect, someone to blame, someone to stop the panic. But as pressure mounted, a darker truth emerged. The killer was evolving, changing methods, confusing investigators, and he seemed to know exactly what law enforcement was doing. Boston was living in the grip of a ghost, a killer whose footsteps disappeared each time officers got close. The streets were no longer safe, the silence was no longer calm, and the city braced for the next strike.